Binance is the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, and they have their own blockchain. Not that BNB chain that no one really ever cared about. I'm talking about Binance Smartchain, BSC. That's really been rebranded to the BNB Smarchain. It's a little confusing, but basically, it's an Ethereum clone. BEP20 tokens live on it, much like an ERC20 Ethereum token, right? They have smart contracts, decentralized applications, they have NFTs, they got it all there. And while people oftentimes doubt this chain, it is going to make so many people so much money when crypto really starts to heat up again. My name is Vosk, you're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. My goal is to get on the leading edge of that, which is why we're gonna dive into it today. Look at the metrics, look at the fundamentals, look at anything that even has a chance. And we're gonna compare a couple of projects that their valuations may blow your mind. As always, nothing in this video is financial advice, of course. Please check out our beginner guides on how to set up metamask generally, then how to set up metamask and make money on the BNB Smart chain. Some specific video guides there, and we will link them out down in the video description down below. So Binance, when you look at centralized cryptocurrency exchanges, they are number one. They beat out behemoths like Coinbase, among others. A couple of cryptocurrency exchanges aren't in this transparency list that we're looking at here, but most of them are. And what's particularly interesting, right, is just in the last week, Binance has taken in plus $3 billion. To put that into perspective, no one that's tracked here has even dealt with half that number, right? The closest metric is Bitfinex losing $350 million or outflow from their exchange over the last month. They are massive and they are doing well as far as these metrics are concerned. Their TVL, total value locked, on the centralized exchange Binance, which really is the backbone and powers and props up and really pumps up the BNB Smart chain, right? What's backing that has TVL of $65 billion. And let me just put that into perspective for you. The TVL, total value locked, in all of DeFi that's tracked here on DeFi Llama, which is supposed to be pretty much everything at this point, is $45 billion. One centralized exchange has much more than that value compared to the entire DeFi ecosystem. It's pretty crazy, it's pretty humbling. There's also the Binance US wing of Binance that I believe they're gonna continue to push for to just grow very, very heavily. Their TVL is 300 million. It's not tiny, but it is tiny compared to Big Daddy, Binance.
Not the mama, not the mama, not the mama.
So let's push into the BNB Smart chain. $4.69 billion locked up here, down significantly from highs over the last year of around 12 billion, 13 billion on average. All-time high somewhere around $21-22 billion. Let's run through some metrics here, publicly available on BSC scan, right? We look at the daily transaction charts, generally trending down, but still relatively healthy, doing over 2.5 million transactions per day. We look at the BEP20 or token transfers daily here on this blockchain. We're still looking at 3 million minimum, more towards 4 million per day. And just to put that into perspective for you, right? Let's compare it to Ethereum, which people are more familiar with. They trust. Daily transaction chart, you ask? Sure, about 1 million daily. Active Ethereum addresses daily, if you round up 500,000, really it's more like 400,000. Active ERC20 addresses, 300,000. So let's flip back. Daily transactions, 3 million on the BNB Smart chain. BEP20 daily token transfer, 3-4 million, right? Unique addresses on the BNB chain up to a whole freaking lot, 242 million. And it went up 500,000 in the last day. Just crazy. Active BNB Smart chain addresses daily at about 1 million. Active BEP20 addresses about 1 million. Keep in mind, there's a lot of bogus just tokens and transactions and addresses on the BNB Smart chain. If for nothing else, the simple fact that it is cheap to transact on the BNB Smart Chain. It costs a couple cents per transaction, where it costs several dollars per transaction still on the Ethereum chain. So let's look at the biggest decentralized exchange on the BNB Smart Chain, PancakeSwap and their Cake token. TVL, $2.41 billion. They've also implemented Aptos and Ethereum support with very, very limited success on Ethereum, but a little bit of traction on Aptos, bringing them $30 million on that chain. Again, $2.37 billion on their native chain here. It's a Uniswap fork. And I'm not saying these are exactly the same, but just understand that their market cap per CoinGecko is $600 million. They're ranked 66th out of all cryptocurrencies by market cap. Their 24-hour trading volume per this data aggregator, 54 million, right? Then we look at Uniswap, which again, this is what it's forked from, okay? But $3.65 billion. None of that on the BNB Smart Chain. They never expanded that way. We look at their token, valued at $5 billion, 24-hour trading volume of $144 million, ranked 20th out of all cryptocurrencies. Okay, so I'm not saying these are the same. I'm not saying that PancakeSwap should be worth that. I mean, there's a lot of differences and discrepancies here, but the key metric I just want you to look at and think about and understand is that there's $3.65 billion total value locked up in Uniswap. There is $2.41 billion locked up, okay? And PancakeSwap is not even worth half of Uniswap as far as the Cake token goes compared to the Uni token. And they do so much, marketing, staking, rewards, hype, giveaways. They do so much around the Cake token. Whereas Uniswap does literally nothing in comparison with the Uni token. And it's not even worth half, it's not even worth a third of the valuation here. So I'm not shilling it, I'm not pitching it. I'm just looking at this myself and I'm like, maybe I should increase my Cake position. It's always been a good crypto exchange, very easy to use, everything like that. I'm over on this exchange and I'm gonna do a quick trade. I want to go ahead and grab pretty much a Cake token, 0.01 BNB. I underestimated the gas fee a little bit today. Gonna cost me a whopping 24 cents in order to do this, but that's fine, whatever. Still, again, much cheaper than Ethereum. Transaction, bing bang pow, boom, done. And that's how quick a trade goes. That's how cheap it is to do, which it is, again, still cheap in comparison. If we take this up with the gas tracker on Etherscan, Uniswap B3 swap estimated to cost $6. I find this is always estimated low. Probably cost somewhere between $5 and $10 to complete that transaction. Again, to kind of reiterate the point, do this, stake over here, provide liquidity, whatever, 60 random lucky winners get $50 each. This is 6 hours ago, right? And I didn't pull up Uniswap to compare like beforehand, but I bet that they're doing no marketing. As promised, the gas on your first NFT purchase was on us. We want to make sure this easy as possible. Swap on decentralized exchanges. Rocky's Finance, Deck Screener added the Uniswap swap widget to their app and did 1.2 million volume in just 1 week. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, they're not really doing marketing. They do have this event, which, hey, it's more than normal. When we look at the info chart on PancakeSwap, you see the liquidity is at 2.36 billion. The last 24 hours, they did $163 million in volume. And so let's just, do one little last contrast comparison here. We'll go to Uniswap, and then we need to pull up the analytics, which brings us to info.uniswap.org. TVL 3.21 billion. In the last 24 hours, they did a whopping $1.13 billion in trading volume there. Up 30%. The fees generated in the last 24 hours, an astonishing $1.1 million, 25% increase there. So there is a very big discrepancy in that volume. And that volume leads to fees, revenue generation for the liquidity providers, and of course, the actual decentralized exchange, which would be PancakeSwap and Uniswap here for reference. So you do take that metric, it does very heavily level the playing field. But to keep it subject centric, let's dig a little bit further into the BNB Smart Chain and just kind of what's going on here. Number 2 by TVL in a BSC centric project, Venus, up 21% in the last month. TVL, $813 million. Okay, it's a decentralized marketplace for lenders and borrowers with borderless stablecoins. They've had audits completed, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and just launch the app. So here's what happens when we dig into Venus. I've used Venus before, not in huge volume, but I've been, to be honest, impressed with their growth. So I can go ahead and grab a couple of my XVS tokens with the gas fee. Congratulations, me. I'm losing money. All right, we do it for science. That's fine. So with this, they're a decentralized lending borrowing marketplace, right? It's much like the centralized platforms that have all imploded over the last year, but it's also like platforms like Aave, a liquidity pool, earn interest, borrow assets, and build applications that has weathered the storm, that has so much money all wrapped up in it. So just some things to keep in mind. There's room for these to exist, and some of these have been absolutely just weathering the storm here. Instead of relying on things like someone else's decentralized exchange, they're integrating their own swap function. Are they functioning as a decentralized exchange aggregator, right? And with an aggregator, which is just something that searches through other options, an example of that would be like the metamask swap feature. So I've got some BUSD, right? And let's say I want to swap that for some BNB tokens. What happens here, right, is it searches a couple, in this case 4 different decentralized exchanges, or actually 5. So it'll show you all 5 here. But the point is, it's crawling this stuff and trying to get you the best deal, whatever. But if you notice the fine print at the bottom right there, MetaMask taps a fee right there on top. And historically, they make $1 million or more per day in revenue just from that one simple feature. It's just absolutely just nuts. It is insane. It is crazy. But without going on and on here, it's a marketplace to basically help you earn money by lending your coins, deploying your collateral, or borrowing and getting into tokens and making trades and having the volume, whatever that you want and need to do there. They continue to exist. They continue to build. They continue to go up in valuation, generally speaking, especially in this market. 24-hour trading volume 3 million, market cap of only $70 million, down a ton from their all-time high, down 97%, but still up 26% in the last 30 days here. Ranked 323 when compared to all other cryptocurrencies. The fact remains, second biggest Dapp on this chain. And again, it's entirely BSC centric. We've talked about BuySwap before. It's a decentralized exchange and more. Check out that video if you want to learn more about it. But the TLDR is my experience. It's like PancakeSwap, but I get cash back on my trades in their token. So I normally try to trade there if the deal is as good, if not better, and then I get cash back in tokens. And they have some other features and stuff like that. But yeah, no more spoilers. Go check out that video. Enter Alpaca Finance, coming in at number 3, the first leverage yield farming protocol on BSC. They've got audits, they got $400 million in TVL, and they're really just a BNB Smarchain project here because they've got 393 million on that chain and only 7 million on the Phantom chain. Leverage yield farming, and apparently alpacas run it. What could go wrong? Reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite. Have you met Tina yet?
Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner.
So at first you're like, is there a dark theme? Thankfully there is. Then we connect the MetaMask web-based browser wallet. And from there, we're in. So they've got an alpaca token, they've got staking, they've got rewards. That's the lending side of this. They also have a farming aspect, liquidity mining, yield farming, earn up to 10% rewards, stuff like that. They've got Alpies. What is an Alpie? Glad you asked. It's a limited edition collection of 5,000 dark themed Alpies. They're NFTs. So that's cool. I think that's cool brand building. We talked about GMX several times recently. Really cool decentralized leverage, perp exchange, right? Derivatives. But some cool things have been building out around GMX, like the GMX Blueberries. The Blueberry Club is NFT collection, but they have a treasury, they have rewards, they have their own token thing, and they're just doing a lot with it, and it's cool to see. And so I really like to see NFT collections built out around projects, whether you wanted them or you didn't, or you like them or not. It's still cool to just see a little bit more, another option, and you hope that they basically just develop it out and make this worthwhile to own, and it's not just a profile picture. And even if it is, I mean, it's something fun to kind of craft your little crypto Web 3.0 identity. But, I mean, I'm biased. I love crypto and I love everything in between. So there's more to Alpaca Finance. This is just a real quick overview here. And I also personally don't have much experience with Alpaca Finance. But what I want to do is go and grab some tokens and just get some exposure here. See, they list these several decentralized exchanges, but they've also got some major centralized exchanges like Binance. And looks like they're pushing their referral ID. For me personally, I'm not giving up on the BNB Smart chain. I'm not moving away from it, and I'm not going to stop paying attention to it because I think that it will come back and do better than ever. And it's not like I truly believe in it so much, or there's so many incredible just developers and brains behind it, but even just a simple fact, again, they got Big Daddy Binance with an insane TVL that they could just, bloop, 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 float a couple billions in there. And then it outpaces Ethereum. Ethereum is a centralized blockchain ran by proof of stake that had an initial coin offering, fundraise, ICO. And I could change Ethereum for BNB Smarchain, Binance Smarchain, Binance, the BNB token, whatever the hell you want to call it. I can swap Ethereum in that sentence for BNB, and it's the exact same thing, and the exact same thing is true. It's too bad Ethereum moved away from mining and proof of work, something that made it truly unique, just noteworthy, revolutionary economic structure of distribution of coins and security minting. But I don't want to sound like a bitter miner, okay? I'm done. You heard it here first from our CTR, Chief Token Officer. That's going to be Tails, 10 seconds of Tails, something we do here every day on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. My name is Vosk. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We're chasing 1 million subscribers, and we're not even close. I mean, I guess we're close. We're on the downhill, but we're very far away. So, hey, help us out. Stick around. I'll see you on the next one.
Shine.